Let's do it.
Welcome to Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville and City of Promise and News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM WINA, and brought to you by the Jefferson School Foundation, with Markiana and Price coming to you from right here in the studio in downtown Charlottesville.
Oh, my Lord.
Terrible.
Leave it in. We'll leave it in.
We're going to leave all that in. Today we are thrilled to be joined by Raven Morris, the creator of Super Hijinx, a slice of life, action-adventure comedy audio series about a homeschool family with superpowers. But most excitingly for me, our next interview on this episode of Envision Radio. Thanks for coming in today, Raven.
Thank you for having me.
That's a cool name. I like that name.
Hijinx?
Yeah. I just like the word.
All the I's and the J's and the X.
Maybe that's what it is. The NX thing to it. Like, I just like the way it sounds.
Spelled, it's 3 dots in a row.
It is fun.
I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah, it's like hieroglyphics.
You're much more mature than whatever that just happened here. Like, ooh, neat. Lines and dots. And like, ooh.
Okay.
Raven, how are you this fine morning?
I am doing wonderful and enjoying the fall weather. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Is this fake fall? Do you think this is the real thing?
Ooh.
We're going to get any more hot days?
I think we're still going to get some hot days. Yeah.
Really?
Like
it does feel real.
Like in October, sometimes
it
can get really hot. So I still think we have some hot days coming, but it is cooling down. So
I'm with you on that. What do you think?
I think we're going to also get some hot days, but it feels so real.
It feels
does.
so good, too.
I'm like, brr.
Mm-hmm.
The evenings are fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Fabulous.
Oh, yes.
When it get past 2 o'clock, you sit out. I told somebody the other day at work, I was like, if you this kind of day, if you don't go outside, you might kill yourself. You need to get out there.
Exactly.
Do you sit out on that porch now?
Yes, I do.
I'm always outside.
Yeah, yeah. I know. The only downside is that obviously this time of year coincides with less daylight. I need the temperature and the daylight. I need that to, this is like the sweet spot, right? Where like right now, it's still relatively light until like 7:45.
I'm
and
terrible
it's nice.
in the winter.
Yeah,
Listen.
I do have to say I miss the long days,
Yeah.
but oh well.
Yeah.
I can't have it be.
But we can't have nice things.
I can't let it be dark at 5 o'clock. I need to, now it's
That's
nighttime.
a trip.
You got me in the office and I see stars in the sky.
That is.
You're like,
not
I work
right.
late, and you're like, oh, it's 5:15.
I can't do nothing else.
I guess I got to get out of here.
I can't see when I drive in the dark.
Raven, tell us a little bit about where you're from. Let's start at the beginning. And this is my daily disclaimer on this show is that we always start at the same place and then no one really knows where we're going to end. So the one consistent is this question of talk a little bit about where you're from, and we'll talk about growing up, and then we will see where it takes us.
All right. So I was born in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and my family, we moved out. My father's job had us moving out to Northern Virginia. So I've been living in Virginia ever since then. That was in 2001. And so I spent a lot of my childhood in Northern Virginia, so very close to D.C. Me and my sister were homeschooled, so we were often taken up to the museums up in D.C., always going to the library. So that was really fun. And in 2008, my father's job took us had us move once again, but this time to Central Virginia. So we're in Keene, Virginia, so that's between Scottsville and Charlottesville. So, and I've lived there ever since. So I'm currently there now, just helping out on the farm, our small farm. I just, that's sort of where I'm from, and I enjoy telling stories since I grew up around stories and, movies, watching a lot of movies, playing a lot of games. So just making up my own stories. So,
do you claim Arizona as your hometown, or do you claim Central Virginia? Or Virginia?
I would just say Virginia because I've known Virginia more than Arizona. I barely remember Arizona. So, yeah.
That's real heat, then. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Very
Do you remember the heat?
Yeah. Sensory memories.
Yeah, it's a very dry heat. Here, it's more wet, buggy, but there it's just super dry. So, yes. But Virginia, I would say, is my true home. I love Virginia. So, I love the season.
Shout out to the 2 up, 2 down.
There you go.
Yes.
Good.
So
what so you mentioned storytelling. Is that a familial thing? Is that where was that a thing you were doing? We always have those memories when we were younger. Oh, I knew you were going to be a what, right? Everyone was going to be like a writer or a lawyer or something.
Mine was lawyer.
You were the lawyer?
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think it cuts either like you were
It's
talkative
fake.
or you well, I think it's you were talkative or you weren't. If you were talkative, you're going to be a lawyer. If you weren't, you're going to be a writer, right? You were either sort of introspective or,
That is true.
or sort of energetic. But for you, was that a thing that you were doing as a kid? Was that a thing that was in your family?
Yes, I would say it was both. Like, I, as a homeschooler, I was allowed to explore things that I really was interested in. And one of those things, I loved like filmmaking, but I also loved writing. And so both of those allowed me to tell stories in different ways. So yeah, I felt like I was always writing. And my older sister, she was a big writer. And so I think I was really inspired by her because she would read me her stories and that made me excited. And it's like, oh, I want to write too. So I just feel like I came from a pretty creative family. So that's sort of where my writing side came from, my storytelling side came from. And of course, trips to the library, I was always reading piles of books. And so it just made me want to write my own books. Yes, I think I was surrounded by that and it's still here. So excited about that.
Tell us a little bit about being homeschooled and how that has affected your love for learning, your love for writing, your love for reading. Talk a little bit about how that, how you look back on that time as being homeschooled, especially as a person that like saw new people that were going to public school and how that dynamic worked for you and your family.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say I'm so glad I was homeschooled. It was such a great experience. Like I had an amazing childhood. I'll put it out there.
He said, don't be jealous. I was doing Montessori.
Yes, but it was just really nice because, like I said earlier, I just loved the opportunity because we were taking basically field trips every day, going out to like national parks or museums in DC, libraries, we were with a homeschool group, so every Friday we would do homeschool PE, so I did get socialization with children of all ages, made lots of friends, but it was just a really nice. It gave me the flexibility to experiment, to see what I enjoyed, what I was good at. And of course, I know I said I love like the writing and filmmaking, but I also loved math for some reason. And that's sort of why I, when I went to college, I studied computer science and engineering because I was just loved math too. And I wanted to be an engineer. So it's like, I want to be all these sorts of things. And so, but I really think my homeschool experience helped shape that because, it was just a place where I could be imaginative and just myself. So, yeah.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to college at, PVCC, so Piedmont Virginia Community College. So that's where I started out. But I started out there while I was still in homeschool. So I think it was 11th grade, but I was taking classes there. And then, so I got my Associate of Science and Engineering from there. Then I transferred to Old Dominion University, and that's where I got my Bachelor of Science in Modeling and Simulation Engineering. So that allowed me to do, because I like video games, so I was able to like make models and simulations. So there was like sort of gamey type stuff, which I enjoyed. And then after that, I did my master's at University of Connecticut in digital media and design because I felt like that would allow me to do both creative things but also techie things. It was like bringing it all together, all the things that I was interested in. So I just felt, and I just graduated, so now I have a host of skills.
Congratulations!
Thank you. So now I can start.
Was your master's right from the Connecticut, right?
Yeah, Connecticut, yes.
All right.
So
that makes me
now
the least credentialed person in the room.
No, I got a bachelor's.
I got a bachelor's for playing sports.
See, everybody is good wherever they are. But yeah,
bachelor's in balling.
Yeah, you got into school.
That's cool. Yeah, but I feel like now I can create what I want to create, like whether it be an animation or a simulation or an app or just whatever I want to create. So,
right. I got to do my thing. Yeah, we're coming back to that. But okay. I've been ordered by Jay James to make sure that we say, if you are just jumping in, this is Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville and City of Promise, News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM WINA. Price Markey here in the studio with Raven, talking about all manner of cool stuff. And again, big thanks to our sponsor and our friend Jefferson School Foundation, jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. Continue. Because what we're talking about, and the question that I had on that was like, what is, so we see you've done this audio storytelling. Does that become full on anime? I mean, is that the next step? And then the part two of that question is, how big of a leap is that, right? Because it seems to me like I can go both ways. I can say, okay, you can do it. But then everything I watch about like animators is like, there's a big difference between us doing this and then like creating the physical world. Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, eventually I would love this Super Hijinx to be an animated series, 3D animated. That is my greatest dream. But for right now, I want to just focus on the stories, just getting the stories out there. I feel like I would need a team to help me to create.
They got 20 animators making Disney. Like
exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
like what I learned from my digital media and design classes was, it's a lot of work. So I'm not there yet, but I do want to. So that's why I'm just starting small because I like writing. I thought, so why not just do audio stories? Like I love using my voice to sound like different people. So putting in sound effects, putting in music, so making it sort of immersive. So even if it's not something you can actually see, I mean, you can see it in your mind, which is amazing. But this is another way for me to just start creating it instead of waiting till I have all the skills or everything, because I just want to put it out there now. But yeah, definitely that is my dream, that one day it will become animated.
Can you talk, for people who don't know, can you talk a little bit about your audio storytelling journey with Super Hijinx?
Yes.
And what it's about.
And what it's about, yes. So Super Hijinx is about a homeschool family, and they're a big family. They're family of 8. They have 6 children.
Lord, and so stressful just to hear that.
Yeah, but they all have superpowers. And so basically it's about the everyday hijinks of living with superpowers and trying to fit into like an ordinary world or among other homeschoolers who have superpowers. And so sometimes the family goes on missions, like superhero missions, but mostly I wanted to focus on like the everyday. How do they navigate the world with their superpowers, and how do they grow into their superpowers, and just that sort of fun. Because when I watch like Marvel movies or anything, my favorite part of those is when the characters are first manifesting their superpowers and how like the mistakes they
it's
make.
Like accidentally squeezing your toothpaste and you're so super strong that it squeezes the whole cap out on
there you go.
Exactly.
It's like, oh wow, that's Super Hijinx.
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to focus on, because I know, so that's my favorite part, but then of course it always goes to they master their powers and they go out to fight evil, and that's the focus, which is fine too. I like the action adventure, but I want to see more of that other side. So that's what I was sort of going with for Super Hijinx. And also I want to, because they're homeschooled, so that's another big part. I don't really see stories featuring homeschoolers.
Sure.
Really, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Homeschoolers.
That I know of.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put that out there also, because I was homeschooled, and I know there are many kids who are, especially during the pandemic. This is something I actually started during the pandemic because I thought, a lot of students are now being homeschooled, and this would be a great thing to put out there. So I didn't get to quite get it ready right when the pandemic was happening, but I still think it's relevant today. And I just wanted to show people the homeschool experience, since I don't see that, and I would have loved to have seen a story like that when I was younger. So
is this a kind of it seems like it's got a little Incredibles flavor.
Yes.
I was going to ask, what is it? What is it? What is it about?
Yeah.
Is there any references or things that you take from other stories that interested you to build this story?
Oh, definitely. Yes. And Incredibles is one of the biggest ones. Like, I love Incredibles.
I'm right with you on that. I love the Incredibles. Are you kidding me? First of all, I have 2 small children.
No, you pulled that. I was like, great. How did you know that there was flavor of the...
Yeah,
because I have 2 small children. I've watched The Incredibles 436 times.
Yes.
My kids are like, my son was functionally Jack for Halloween.
No.
Sort of being a loud,
in a red
just a
jumper.
little loud
Yeah.
boy. But yeah, it does feel, and I only say that because Incredibles 2 we watched recently, but that whole thing of them when they find out the little boy has powers.
Yeah.
So they're trying to
All
figure
these
out, right?
different powers,
He's like eating the cookies, he's burning the house down, he's in a different dimension. That's what made me think of it. I was like, how do you harness like this weird thing, but in a very what would seem like banal context? It's like they're just at home and the kid's fighting a raccoon in the backyard.
Oh, yes. I love that scene. Yeah, but I'm so excited that you guys put that together because, that was Incredibles is a huge inspiration. So I wanted to make something like that, but of course with characters that look like me. So that was really exciting.
Talk a little bit about characters that look like you and why it's so important to you to create this representative work of yours for people that maybe have never seen themselves in, or homeschoolers or people like that. Yeah.
So, that is a big, this is very important to me when I write my stories because I want to make sure, I want people, students or children coming up today to see themselves in different ways. Like they can be superheroes or they can be Vikings. So one thing that I find interesting is that it seems so much like something I ask myself, why is it so easy for us to imagine like dragons in like in a medieval setting, but we can't really imagine black people? Or when we see that, it's just like, oh, it's interesting that character is black. It's like, why?
God forbid the Little Mermaid, right? That's the part of the story we're mad about.
Exactly. Yeah. Stuff like that just sort of...
Oh, no, you're not going to talk about that? You're not going to do that? That's fine. You're doing this whole thing now? You learned that people listen to the show, now you got nothing to say? That's fine. That's fine. Raven, continue. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not doing this with you.
Who my mermaid.
That's fine.
Exactly. But it's stuff like that I sort of want to... Yeah, it just doesn't really make sense to me. So that's why I want to create these stories. It's like, yeah, why not? Let's see us in these different contexts, in these fun ways, and not just in certain lights. Like, just fun stories, everyday stories, fantastical stories, silly stories. I just want to see more people of color in these types of ways. So I'm hoping Super Hijinx helps to contribute to the growing body of work that shows people and represents people in different lights. So
do you explain to me a little bit how this world works? Is it the kind of thing that it's this is the goal for you to make this thing and then it get like picked up or bought or whatever? Or like, do you run it forward or do you go work for a studio and bring your stuff with you? Like, what is kind of the business case for what you're trying to do?
Yeah. So, I think the thing that I would love most would be for it to be picked up, but I don't know. I don't want to just sit around waiting for that to happen.
Sure. So
that's why I'm glad that I have the skills to create at least some of it on my own or something. So yeah, that's sort of, I'm leaving the door open, trying to be flexible. So whatever path this goes down, I would be happy. But definitely, just putting it out
cool
there.
Comic. Like, is this
I was thinking about that too. There's like a graphic novel
written form
thing
or is it just auditory?
It's written.
Okay.
I have it written. Then I write the stories and then I just read them.
Okay.
Yeah. I have done drawings too. And so that for season 3, because I have season 1 and 2 are already out, but for season 3, it's going to have a new sound, a new look. I want to start doing more of like illustration for that season going forward, because now that I've sort of established it, so that's my next goal, my next step is to do more visual. way. So.
Yeah, I'm seeing it in my mind's eye.
Oh, really? What do you see?
I think something graphic. I think you're in the digital space. Your ability to create a visual item that goes with it.
Yeah,
I just think that's a natural direction.
I agree with you. Yeah, so that's that's what I'm going to use these next 2 months to focus on, creating more of the visual part. Yeah, so.
Well, what are some of talk a little bit more about, so this is, it's in the digital world being what it is, right? It can go sort of, sort of anywhere and everywhere and kind of that whole thing. But, what was the impetus to do it as an audio, why the format, right? And other than, okay, we understand that doing the animation takes a long time. So, episode 1 is 6 months from now. I get that. But as a writer, I guess sort of to our question, as a writer, is there an application of like, maybe it's a graphic novel, maybe it could be a comic book, but I'm interested in why you started with audio.
With the auditory. Well, I started with auditory because definitely it was something I could do right now, and it's what I just wanted to start creating it, getting it out there.
Okay.
And when I was first developing it, when I was thinking about the different routes I could go, and I was thinking, well, maybe I should just start out as the animation. But once again, it was a lot of work that would go into that. And I was thinking, well, I love writing, and I don't want to lose the writing part. Because I had written stories in this world before, so I thought, well, what if I just, those stories are so fun to read. Like, I love going back and reading them, laughing. So I thought, why don't I just start with this? Like, this would be a good starting point because it's something that I can do right now. And also I could use my voice, doing different characters' voices, which is really fun. It was sort of like acting.
You can also get into voice acting.
Exactly.
Are you doing all the voicing in this?
I'm doing all the voicing.
Can I hear one? Can I? I love voice acting.
Do you? I do too.
Because I'm into cartoons. I'm a big cartoon watcher.
Okay.
So like voice acting, I'm like, all I can go by is like how good you acted with your voice. Like,
is it funny? Is it funny to either of you that a lot of voice actors are just actors, though? Like y'all can't do both.
Yeah,
like again. So I'm saying this from the standpoint of we have little kids. We watched a little bit of Sing yesterday, right? And everyone's like, "Wow, what a great cast!" And I'm like, "It's all just regular actors, though. Like you guys are cheating. You're just not. You're doing the only a third of the job."
But I don't know if everybody who acts can be a voice actor. And I'm not even sure that all of the voice acting actors that are doing voice acting are actually trained. Like I think it is a skill for long-standing voice actors that aren't doing this quote unquote physical acting. Because I can tell that they needed your voice because your
well, that's what I'm saying. So, but we're talking about two different things.
You're not a voice actor.
Yeah. But right, but are you talking about modulation or just like, so you look at this character, like that character is Scarlett Johansson. That's Scarlett Johansson's voice as this porcupine and Sing. Period. Right? Is that, she's not changing her voice, she's just talking. So she's just like, that's just because it's her.
Yeah,
is that the same? That's what I'm saying. Is that the same thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
interesting.
So, yeah.
What about you, expert? Is that voice acting, or is it like, is the goal to be a voice actor or to just be famous enough that people call you and be like, Raven, just talk?
We really want your voice.
Like, just talk into this thing.
For that, I would say that's not really voice acting.
I think it's the training of like, of your voice.
Exactly. Okay. Because I think there's some people that are actually voice actors, and then there's who just famous people that they get for the fame and the glory of the movie. It's like, oh, this person's acting the voice. I want to.
That's correct. Like, why is Bono in this movie?
Some people who are actors, I think, do great just because the role. Someone went out and found them for that role, and the role was perfect. I think about Princess and the Frog. I was thinking about Princess and the Frog just yesterday, and I was like, Mama Odie and Dr. Facilier.
Sure.
With what's her name is escaping me. Not Debbie. The Black Mama of Hollywood.
Some people have.
You don't even think of her name now.
I don't know.
Some people have like really distinct voices. And you know whose voice I was thinking of is from Yzma from Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
So Eartha Kitt's voice is just like very like.
I think she's voice acting.
Do you really?
I think she's voice acting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's in the studio. It's like I think she's in there like doing modulation. She's doing up. She's doing down.
Okay.
She's acting with her voice.
Yeah.
I don't think. Those other people are doing that.
Yeah, you can tell.
Interesting. Okay, I just saw her yelling, "Pull the lever, Kronk," and then Like,
the poison, the poison for
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
Yes,
that is an
I
excellent movie, by the way.
that. That was
and
fun.
already we're way off point. But to your point about the voicing.
Yes.
So so you're doing how many voices is that? You got
At
eight.
least
You got eight family
so
members.
At least 8,
Yeah.
plus some of the people in the homeschool group. So I'd say about 10, maybe.
I love that.
So,
Wow.
How are you keeping track of
I
what you're
was
doing
just
with each
about
voice?
to ask that.
Well,
One of them's randomly
Like Mailman
Jamaican.
1.
Like, yeah,
how,
right.
how do you know that's different from Kid 2?
well, yeah, that is a good question. But I would say that, like, way before I started writing these stories, like my sister, like I created the Johnsons, but my sister and I would role play them. So I introduced them to her, and then we started just role playing them every day. So it's like they became our characters. And so it's almost became they were second nature. Like I just know them. And so when I'm reading, I just know whose voice is whose very quickly. So it's not hard for me to remember, oh, yeah, this is so-and-so's voice. I have to act like
Yeah,
this.
like Kid 3 drops the G's because they're 7. And like, that is the research that a voice actor has to be making consciously.
Exactly.
Those are conscious choices that you're making your voice.
Immigrated from Eastern Europe, but in
It's
the
not
early 1900s,
Yes.
before certain words were in vogue.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
You can't
Exactly.
say these words because they don't exist now.
That's exactly right. That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
so it's really easy for me, I think, because I know them so well. If I have a new character, though, in the story, like if I introduce a new character, then it does take, oh yeah, I have to, okay, this is their voice, I have to come up with a new voice. But for the main cast, yeah, it's
Yeah, I was about to say,
easy.
you get to a point where you're like, have I done that one before?
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, do I have a
Yeah.
Jamaican
All my
character
characters
already?
they would all sound the same, but I don't know how I'm supposed to distinguish
Yeah.
that I didn't already do that because I would forget.
That school
Yeah.
teacher sounds suspiciously like your basketball coach.
Yeah, like it's the same character,
Yeah.
and because it's audio, they have to be different.
They have to be
definitely,
different.
yes.
They
Distinctly different.
have to be intellectually different.
Exactly. You really have to make sure that, yeah, you're so the people can see, oh, I know who this is talking.
Say inflectually?
Yes, it's fake. I make up
You
words.
said that. So you,
No,
you just breezed right through that.
I said it and I knew it was fake. Okay. No, I immediately knew it was fake. But what am I supposed to do if I make up a word because that is my culture?
Exactly.
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, I see how you
Stop
got.
and say, actually, I'm sorry.
I
that
see
is
how
not-
you got there, sort of by the linguistic
Inflectionally.
rules of. Yeah, I mean, I see how you got there.
No, yeah. It's fake. I knew immediately.
It landed pretty well.
I was like, I hope they don't.
It landed pretty well.
Jay will take it out.
Now we're leaving all that in, and we're also going to leave this in that if you are just joining us, this is Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville, City of Promise, News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM WINA. Raven Morris, just sort of on a magical mystery tour with us here about a variety of things. And big thanks to our sponsor and friend, Jefferson School Foundation, jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. So, talk through the seasons for me. How do you... I've always wondered this, even about writers, like, do you have an end? Are you building to a thing, or are you just kind of like, okay, we're going to do that? Because, you know, sometimes you watch these shows, you read these books, where you're like, ooh.
Oh, you didn't know where you were going.
Or you thought you were done, and now you're doing
now
this
you're trying to
other
make some other
thing,
stuff,
and
yeah.
now you've got a prequel, and now you've got this sort of... I mean,
Well,
what
Suzanne
is the
Collins is
process?
doing good, but everybody else.
Oh yeah, Susan Collins was amazing.
Suzanne
with that last
Collins
book.
is doing a great job with that.
But like, what is the... But I guess you could do it a couple different ways, because you have this sort of John Grisham-y theory where you just build around characters, right? You just have characters, and then they just do different stuff. So it's sort of not... It's sort of anachronistic in that sense.
Yeah.
Is that your story? But I guess, did the kids age? Talk me through it. Like, what is the process?
Okay, so right now, Super Hijinx, my hope is that it's going to be at least 6 seasons.
Okay.
And I have a very loose ending for the final season. So basically, I'm working up towards that.
Okay.
But for every season, it has a theme. So, like, for example, the first one is introducing the characters, their superpowers, the world. And then, of course, for season 6 is everyone, what do you call that? They
Make up
get
a
their
word.
full, yeah, they
Oh, sure. Yeah, sure.
master their superpowers. They're ready to do their biggest mission, sort of. And so, but it's very loose because, like, for example, I finished season 1 and 2. So season 3, I'm not quite sure what the theme is quite now, but I'm just sort of thinking about what I want to explore more, like, with each character, and then I will create, like, sort of a theme around that. And when I'm writing each story, like, each season has 8 stories, and I write a story every week, so it's always I'm always having to think about what's coming next.
So you don't have 6 already planned. You're every week writing something new.
Yeah, so basically it's just kind of.
So you don't even you know the ending, but you don't know how you're going to get there per se.
Not really. So it's sort of It's sort of exciting because I guess so.
You just got in the car and said, "We're going north."
Yeah, exciting because I myself not quite sure exactly how things will pan out, but sometimes I just get an idea. Like I think, okay, tomorrow I need to write my story. So what's the story going to be? So I just spend the day before sort of thinking about it, and then it comes to me, and then I can just start writing. And so it's just sort of how I've been doing the process. In story, like for other stories that I've written, I've done like very detailed outlines, which has been really nice because then I can just write from the outline. But sometimes I like this approach as well. Like it's more natural and fluid. Like I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, and so it's a surprise to me as well. And it's just something. It just feels really unique. The way I'm doing this now. So yeah, that's sort of how my process has been.
So like 2 weeks from now, story doesn't exist.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Exactly. Wow. Like right now, I don't even know what the story for episode 1 of season 3 is. I don't know.
But you pick a theme. Like
I pick a theme for
this person going to turn 6. This person is going to learn that their powers can harm people. I don't know.
Exactly. And then I just sort of go from there. So yeah, but I don't know.
How long does it take to put an episode together? Do you do each voice separately and then overlay, or do you have to stop a voice, start a voice, stop a voice?
No, I just read. If I make mistakes, I just continue reading. Well, I just reread it, and then I go back and then do the full editing. So I just do the full recording, then the editing. So it's basically a one-shot type of thing. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Wild.
I mean, that was amazing.
That is wild. Would you ever think about introducing other people into, voices or other folks, or are you very much
spot.
like, no, this is my right, this is my thing?
I mean, I have thought, I did think about it. It would be fun, but for right now, I'm just thinking just me for right now, which I'm fine with. But if anyone would want to be on it, I think I'd be happy to work with people, especially if I could get artists to do some of the artwork, which would be amazing. It's something that I'm having fun doing on my own right now. So it's small enough that I can do on my own. Like when I would make films, I know I talked earlier about I would do filmmaking. So basically I thought of myself as a one-person film crew because I did all the acting, and
stage work,
the stage work,
the
and
props.
stuff, the props, costumes, and it was really fun. And I had to be more creative because it was just me, so I had to figure out how to. And so it made it sort of unique because it was sort of my style. So that's sort of what I'm doing, I guess, with Super Hijinx. But I'd be happy if people want to come on.
Scarlett Johansson called and was like, I would love to be a voice actor.
Then I would say, of course, yes.
It's like, yeah, you can be teacher number 6.
Exactly.
We'll give you a bit part.
Do you do this in the studio, or do you have an in-home studio?
I have more of, I don't really have a studio. Mostly I use a closet because it's very quiet. But for season 3 onwards, I do want to set up an actual studio. So this project is sort of not on the fly, but it's just sort of I'm just putting it out there, even if I don't have all the tools yet. But I want to start being a little bit more professional for season 3 onwards. So I would like to get more professional mics and maybe create a studio space somewhere or at home somehow. So that's sort of what I'm doing right now.
Where do you host these for people who may want to take a listen?
Yeah, so on YouTube. So all the episodes are on YouTube, and just at Super Hijinx. You can find it there.
What do you do for marketing, or how are you helping the show get out there in as many ears and as many listens as possible? What's your strategy for that?
So right now, I'm just I just tell people that I know, and then they kind of spread the word, especially people who I think would be really interested in this series. And it's sort of I have a very tiny audience right now, and I don't have.
You have Instagram?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I really don't have any social media.
Get you out into the world.
Oh, you probably need some social media.
Get you out into the world.
Yes. But mostly it's just telling people, oh, by the way, I'm writing this, and you can listen here, and it's just sort of growing from there. But yeah, I would like a better marketing plan to get as many people as possible to listen to it.
Let us tell you, sometimes you don't think a thing gonna be nothing. Take it from us.
Let us be
we was just
a cautionary tale.
Yeah, like, no one, Price always talks about how, like, he didn't know this show was gonna be a thing. It was just for fun, for giggles. Mm-hmm. And then once you start really getting into it, you're like, oh, people kind of enjoy it.
People start giggling with you.
Yeah, like, oh, dang, maybe we should do some branding. Maybe we should take some. A year ago, we did some pictures. Remember, we did our new host pictures. I was like, yeah, that's exact. Maybe we should, in fact, be trying to figure out how other people can support the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
If we don't tell anybody, if we don't tell anybody, and no one listens, we can't be mad.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's about taking the risk to say, well, we want people to listen, and we have to put ourselves out there.
Yeah.
And now it's a real thing. I think it's a real thing, supposedly.
180 some episodes later.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of where I'm getting to with Super Hijinx. Like, first seasons 1 and 2 it was something I was doing for fun, just for myself, and then just putting it out there in case people want to listen. But now I want to share it more with the world and stuff. So I'm glad to hear about how you all started your own podcast and stuff.
Yeah, I found it on YouTube. It was super. It might be the only Super Hijinx out there.
Probably. I don't know.
Think so.
For might need a copyright.
Probably.
Sure.
So yeah, I found it on YouTube. It's super cute. I love this red background.
Oh yeah.
Did you make the posed person?
I did.
Okay,
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take a listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you got to take the lead. Mm-hmm. We need some media strategy. We need to.
Yes,
can't be afraid to tell people about the wonderful work you've made.
Oh no, of course not.
Okay.
Yeah,
and this be the first step to that.
Exactly. That's why I was so excited to be here. So thank you.
That's what we're here. Mm-hmm. What else? What other sort of either storytelling or inspirations are there in this? Right. So like, what else has sort of brought you? There's obviously the Incredibles thing we talked about. There's clearly your own lived experience that's in there. So what else gets cooked in there?
Well, I have to say, the greatest inspiration for storytelling, for animation that I've gotten is Studio Ghibli. I just love them. I've watched every film.
Dang, I've only seen like 4.
Okay, out of how many?
9, 11.
Oh, okay. Is it
11?
Wait, how many?
Yeah, how many Studio Ghibli? Is it 11?
Oh, no, I think there's
20?
21 or 22
I know it was
or
a lot.
something.
Wow.
The studio is big.
It is big. And so here I've watched every single film. But yeah, a lot of, I feel like, even though you can't really see directly anything Studio Ghibli like in Super Hijinx like you can maybe from Incredibles, but I would say that's always my biggest inspiration. I just love the way the stories are told. I love the characters and how rich they are. So that's sort of the inspiration. I want to make also rich characters that people can relate to, that are fun, who aren't perfect. And so, yeah, that's another huge inspiration, I would say.
Is it Gibble or Gibble?
I'm actually not sure. I always say Ghibli. But some people say Ghibli. So
Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli. I just say Ghibli.
It gives like comfy cozy.
Yeah.
That's like the type of anime.
Exactly.
That did like Spirited Away? Is that?
Yeah, that's
and that's my favorite one of them all.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
I like the delivery system one with she had the broom.
Oh yeah, Kiki's delivery service. Yeah, that's a good one.
A couple. And then there was another one that the parents turned into pigs, and then the
Spirited Away.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
the names have escaped me now. It's been a while.
Yeah. But yeah, I love those. So, and I also I play video games all the time. Okay. So I just like the action adventure from games.
Okay.
Yeah, like, so that's...
Favorite game?
Wait, what's my favorite?
Yeah.
Mario Kart. Is my favorite.
I'm a Stardew Valley girl.
Oh, okay.
That is my joint. Okay. It's another comfy. I only do comfy cozy. Please don't give me no guns, no virtual guns to be shooting the space station. I don't got time for it.
Okay.
A comfy cozy for me though also is Animal Crossing.
Yes, I love Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. So those are I guess sort of like the action adventure come from in Super Hijinx, not just from Incredibles, but also from me playing video games. It's just all of that sort of just comes together into one thing.
Is your sister part of this, other than being your like product tester? I mean, are you guys in business together? Is she just kind of your sort of sounding board? Or?
Yeah, I would say like a sounding board. Like for this, she's not really working on this project, but she helped create the Johnsons. Like she's the one that helped create.
Is one of them
voices. Like she has half the family, so she's yeah. She has half the family. I have the other half, and like we just play them. Even now, we role play them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, want to play the Johnsons? They were just them for the day. And it's really fun. So that's where I got a lot of their voices, their personalities. So she has been huge with developing the Johnson family.
She's listening. She's like, I don't do that. Why did
Is that me? Did you make that person kick dirt at the other one?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Listen, you know.
Yeah.
You already know. If you are just hopping in, this is Envision Radio from the United Way of Greater Charlottesville, City of Promise, News Radio 98.9, 1070 AM WINA. Price and Markey here with Raven Morris, creator of Super Hijinx. Make sure you go check it out. And again, big thanks to our sponsor, our friend, the Jefferson School Foundation, the proud owner of the Jefferson School City Center, jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. So there's, and part of what happens in the middle of the show is we go on these crazy tangents, and I like Google stuff, and we like,
I'm over here Googling,
and we're just like doing this, that, and the other. I'm curious as to, sort of the evolution of you as a storyteller, and you talk about education and things like that, and you have your own homeschool experience. I mean, what is that as you have gotten older? I mean, how do you feel about sort of your own exploration, kind of as it maps to a lot of what we see in sort of what you would consider more traditional education today? Are there parts of your upbringing that you're like, oh man, I wish I would have gone to school? Or are there parts about what you see in kids now that you're like, yo, y'all need to like branch out? I mean, sort of how do you, how do you sort of put that together as you get older, as you obviously have put a thing together that I would argue is for a younger demographic, right? And it has a lot of your personal experience in it. How do you feel about that? Have your views changed? Are they the same?
Yeah. I would say, especially having worked, like for a year, I worked at Buford Middle School as the engineering teacher. And I'm still glad that I was homeschooled. I don't think I could have survived in a public school environment.
Okay.
It's just too much. And I think it really, being homeschooled really helped who I am today. It gave me a lot of great work ethic, allowed me to explore. And so, but also I think there's of course pros to public school as well. And so, but I don't really have that experience. So I don't, except for as a teacher.
You saw it as a teacher.
I saw it as a teacher.
What was that like? Was it what you expected?
Ooh, it was.
I was.
Yeah, it was.
That's why we need video, because we can't like the noise. Again, talk about voice acting. The noise did it, but if you could have seen her face.
That onomatopoeia.
I would just say it's. I don't know, the school system, especially now. It just seems very chaotic, especially for Black students. I don't know.
How did you? What is your experience? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want to continue on that thread of like someone who did like when I go into public school now, as someone who went to public schools and in fact went to public school in Charlottesville.
Okay,
right. There's a level of familiarity to it because like I've been here in every form and fashion.
Yeah.
Right. I've been here as a kid. I'm here as an adult. I'm interested to know sort of what parts of it you were surprised by, having not spent any time in a public school. Like, were you surprised? Was it the noise, the smell, the amount of people?
She thought she knew about it, even though she hadn't been there. She said, I was misconceived because I thought y'all was having a good time up in here.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you walk in as a teacher and you go, oh.
It was just, maybe it's because he was in middle school, but it was just very yeah, like I said, just chaotic, so much energy, so much going on. Every day was something different, horrible happening. Just couldn't keep up, and they don't listen to you. It's like they don't know. And also, but it also, I felt for them too, because many of them, like I had a student that was like 16 in the class, but he did not know how to read. So it's like it was just really was sad. I don't know. And sure. I was thinking, well, I was reading and I was writing, but a lot of these students don't know a lot of the basics. They're just kind of being pushed through, or they're not given, or they have a certain way that they like to learn, but they're not able to learn that way because they have to learn in a certain way. I don't know. It was just a very different experience. And so, but some people thrive in those environments, or thrive, and some people may not thrive in homeschool. Maybe it's just too quiet, too cut off. And so there's pros and cons to both. I don't know.
I can't believe they had engineering. I didn't have no engineering at my school.
Oh, yeah.
That was middle school.
Was that a part of the lab school, like a part of the innovation?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I had to say, though, that was an amazing program, their engineering program, middle school, Buford. So I think that was great for them. And that's another great thing about public schools. There's a lot of, I think they have a lot of stuff like that they can, resources that they can draw from. Like, I didn't have engineering lab like that when I was. So it's like.
They didn't have like something like that in Orange County?
I don't remember maybe not middle school.
Not when.
I can't remember no engineering. I remember reading, writing, math.
Yeah, it must.
The Mad Minute.
So
what is your parents? Is your parents engineer? Where you have this sort of techie layer?
Yes.
Did that come from just stuff you thought was cool? Am I going to find out your parents are like scientists and you bury the lead and you're like, oh, actually, like
they built the rocket.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like my dad, my mom works for NASA. I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
No, well, my father, he was in software, and so that's where it came from. Okay. But also he did like a lot of farming. Like he was he was a delivery truck driver for 10 years. He was a teacher, so he did a lot of different stuff.
Interesting.
And my mother, she's fully in the medical field. Like she's a polysomnographer, so she's a sleep technician at UVA. Well, she just retired, but that's what she did. So she was fully medical. I didn't want to go into the medical field in any capacity. I was more interested in the art side, the tech side. And my father, he's also an artist too. So I think I got a lot from him. And so both me and my sister, because and he's also a writer. He wrote a book. So yeah, it's a lot of
that was
creative stuff. And so I think that's just, like I said, I grew up in a very creative family. So it's like that's where I got, I think, a lot of it from.
How was growing up on a farm?
Wonderful.
Y'all like animals?
Yeah, because right now we just have chickens and dogs. But we used to have pigs and turkeys and meat chickens and honeybees. And we also have gardens, like in orchards. So I do a lot of gardening and taking care of the chickens.
Animals.
Exactly. And also I have a side business. I sell eggs in town.
At the farmer's market or something?
Yeah, at the farmer's market, but sometimes I do deliveries in town for customers. So yeah,
y'all are a jack of all trades.
Contains multitudes, as they say. Are you more, I'm going to ask you this too. Would you say you're more mom or dad? Are you more like your father or your mother?
I would say more like my mother, even though I got a lot of what he...
More like your mother?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm more like her, but...
You can feel his influence.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot, like all my tech and art, creative stuff and writing stuff from him. But I'm a lot more, I think, like my mother.
Interesting.
Yes.
What about you?
I don't know if I should even say it on air. My daddy listened to this. Regardless.
He's one of the 20?
Yeah, he is. He listens to episodes. He gonna be talking about this when I say it.
Good.
I think I'm more like my dad.
Okay. Is that a compliment?
I think I'm more like my dad. He plays life up with humor.
Yeah.
But he's also tough. You know,
is he effervescent? Is he like you? We're just like we had someone sitting here the other day, and these two were chopping it up, and I go, "Oh, you guys know each other?" She was like, "We just met." I was like, "Oh my god."
He definitely.
Wow.
So the only difference is that I think people think he's an extrovert, but I think he's an introvert that is a chameleon who can move into a space and like get along with everybody.
Sure.
That's what people has described him as.
Okay.
But I can tell he's a person like when he gets home, he's like, I'm just glad
Thank
to be
God
back.
that's over.
Yes.
The reluctant
It's
extrovert.
because he's funny, right? And so people love his humor. And so I know that, but I'm like, oh, I'm not an introvert, I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
So that kind of flipped that on his head. My mom's the extrovert of the two of them.
Okay.
Like
so he's just trying to keep up.
Yeah, like we grew up different. My dad is the youngest of 6.
Oh, wow.
I am the oldest of 3. Yeah. So he had to do his personality was built through, being in a place that
I need attention in a different way.
Yeah. So because I was the oldest, I was always in the spotlight.
Right.
I had a chance to be the extrovert, to be the star in my story where he probably didn't have that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. He's fighting for airtime.
Yes. And so that's probably why he's more reserved when he's
interesting. Yeah.
Sure. But he's a person that can get along with almost anybody. Yeah. And I think that's where I think I'm more like him, but he doesn't he's not he's not coming out to events with me and my mom. I'm always with my mom. Yeah. We're always out in the streets. We had an event, we had a party, we had a club. He's not with us because that's not necessarily his thing.
Sure.
Okay.
And I think we also had different options that he didn't have.
Right.
Yeah.
Me and my mom went to college. My dad didn't grow up and go to college. Many people in his family didn't go to college. So like they grew up with less resources than my mom's family had than I had.
Yeah.
So that all affected where he fell in his personality. So yeah, but yes, Dad.
Okay.
Shout out to him. I give him a hard time, so that's why he's gonna be super shy. What about you?
Birth order's crazy. I act like my dad and think like my mom.
Oh, okay.
I see the world a lot like people say I like affectationally am a lot like my father. And he is sort of that guy too. He's the big joke on my dad is that he would be having a full conversation with somebody, 5 minutes, asking questions, the whole thing. And I'd be like, Dad, who was that? He's like, I have no idea.
Wow.
Both my parents were teachers for like 40 years. And so, I mean, kids and kids of kids. And he was just like, I don't know. I taught him at some point in 1989 or something. And so, but I think from the teaching thing, right, they've obviously been around a lot of people. I watched them work with a lot of different kids from a lot of different places. I watched them pick up people. I watched them invite people into our home, but it's layered with a healthy amount of like, black lady cynicism who was raised in an era where, you had to be tough and you had to protect yourself and you had to protect your family. And so my parents are very different in that regard, right? My dad's like a suburban white dude and my mom is a public housing black lady. Yeah. And that mixes in a very hilarious way where your worldview is sort of like oscillating between I lived in a cul-de-sac and played baseball and like, I had to, like look out for my younger siblings. Yeah. Right. And so that creates this sort of very funny vibe where you sort of whipsaw between like everything's great to like the world's upside down. So like I mediate that by sort of sometimes the thoughts don't make it out, but it does color the work in a certain way. And I think you spent a lot of time around me. I think you can see the moments of that and how that starts to manifest itself and how it starts to happen, which is sort of a hilarious study. And I think sort of to what you mentioned of like even though you probably feel like you're aligned with your mother and sort of maybe even affect, sort of how you act, you could tell that the things that you are doing have dad's fingerprints all over them, right? Is this so? Let me ask you this. I mean, do you have any interest in this being a family affair? I mean, you've created a family that I have to assume is some degree modeled after parts and pieces of your family. Yeah. What are they? Are they going to get into it? Are they going to? Are there some guest appearances that we should look out for? Are there?
I would hope my sister would like to be a part of it.
You should get her on the show.
I should. Yeah. So I think she would really enjoy that. And of course, my mother, she has known the Johnsons since we were first playing them. And so she loves everything to do about them. So
Was this a thing that you guys did before it became a thing? Like how far back do these characters go?
So these characters go back all the way to 2007. So,
What?
Yes. So
Almost 10 years ago.
Exactly. Wait.
I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry,
Stop.
2025, 8 years.
No.
Hold up.
That's not right.
I don't know what it is. I
It's
tried.
been-
We'll be right back, everyone. We're gonna
I'm
It's been a lot longer
It's
than that.
2025.
Oh.
So that
2007.
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
So almost 18.
No, wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
18.
correct. Mm-hmm.
Even when I get the answer right. Even when I get the answer right, y'all
Well,
saying
you
no.
got everybody so shook up that we can.
I really don't know what time it is. You're talking. I was almost born 30 years ago. That's not good. So
I'm
that's
touching 40.
Oh, but anyway, so yeah, we've known them for a long time. Been playing them for a long time. So that's almost like their second nature. So
And they came from what? Just like exploration as kids. I mean, like what? You're right, because we all develop worlds, right?
Oh,
We
yes.
all don't develop worlds that we like stick to and build, like norms around and backstories, and then like right. So this,
Yeah.
why did they? What made them sticky?
Yeah, well, what it was is my father, he was interning in Vermont on a farm. And so we went, my mother and sister, we went up to spend the last week of his internship with him. Then we came back down on the train. It was like a 13-hour train ride.
That's a long one.
And so it was long. I didn't have any books or anything. So I just made up a family in my head. And I just thought about them for the whole train ride. And then when I got home, I thought, oh, I like this family. And so I introduced them to my sister, and at first she wasn't really into it. She didn't want to play with these people. But then as time went on, I just continued to, they were sort of like my imaginary friends in a way, like I would play with them. And so, and one day I had such a fun play date with the Johnsons. And then I told my mother, it was almost like they were real. And she said, that's because they are. And I thought, I'm just going to keep this family. And then I introduced them once again to my sister, and then she thought, they do sound interesting. I guess I'll be the father. I'll play the father. Right. And then it sort of went from there, and then we just had a blast just playing them, pretending to be other people and having a different life. Like they were also homeschoolers, but they were different from us, so sort of a flip side family. So it was fun to pretend, we do things this way, but the Johnsons do stuff this way.
Sure.
So that's sort of how they developed, and then they just grew with us. And yeah, so me and my sister, we don't play them as much now, but I feel like this is their next form, sort of like this series that I'm creating with them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so curious. 18 years on, like what happened when you decided to create a That is a thing that, again, everyone with siblings has some versions of that, and we've all been other people, and but to make it a public thing, was that a big step? Was it a little step? It just feels interesting that over all this time of having this sort of world between you and your siblings, all of a sudden now it's sort of you jump the barrier. But how did I'm interested in your process to get to that.
Yeah, well, it was always something that I wanted to put out there.
Okay.
My sister, not so much, which is why she's not really on this series project, but I did. And my mother, it's something that she wanted to see, because she said, I just know the Johnsons are going to become great one day. People are going to be watching, listening to the Johnsons. And so that sort of guided me. And it's something that I always wanted. So that's sort of where I'm going now. It's sort of the next step, I feel like. But of course, me and my sister, we still play another version of the Johnsons that aren't the superhero versions, because the regular Johnsons, they're not superheroes. They're just regular people.
Okay.
But these Johnsons, they are superheroes.
Sure.
And so that's sort of, I would say there's two different versions of them. So, but that's sort of how I guess I made the leap, because it was always something I wanted to do. So,
so give folks how do they find it one more time?
Yes, so you can find Super Hijinx on YouTube. Just type it in; it should be pretty easy
super
to find. I also have a website. It is superhijinx.card with 2 R's.co. So it's also on Wattpad or
Wattpad?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wattpad.
okay.
Yeah, so just type it in. You should be able to find it. So yeah, those are 3 different areas.
Well, there you go. Big thanks to you.
Thank you.
Raven, for hanging out with us. If you guys have ideas for the show or want to get in touch with us, check us out on social media and all platforms at United Way Seaville, at City of Promise, or drop us a note, Envision at UnitedWaySeaville.org. And again, don't forget to check out youtube.com at Super Hijinx or superhijinx.card. That's CARRD.co. We get support on this show from folks in the community. If you like what you hear, share this with your friends, your colleagues, neighbors, random
enemies?
folks in the street. Got enemies? Yeah. Nemesises. Yeah. Whoever you want. We love it. It's a big tent. You can find new episodes every week on your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, or wherever you get podcast episodes these days. And again, the best way to support us is to consider making a contribution to City of Promise, to the United Way, or to any of our wonderful local nonprofits. That's how we continue to do our community-based work and this show. Dave Caring is give me a plug.
Wednesday, September 17th. Come out to the kickoff breakfast at the John Paul Jones Ritz at 8 a.m.
Early. Y'all act like kids don't have to go to school.
We'll have free breakfast. We'll be honoring our Caring for Community Awards and our Volunteer of the Year. Super excited. Hope to see you there.
And a big thanks one more time to our sponsor and friend, the Jefferson School Foundation, the proud owner of the Jefferson School City Center, dedicated to preserving and sustaining the historic Jefferson School. That's jeffersonschoolfoundation.org. For Raven, for Marky, this is Price. We will see you next week.
Peace.